Let's set a familiar scene. You go out with your friends or your family on a hot summer day, you hit up a concert or an event, but the only option for a bottle of water is buying $25 worth of 4 bottles of the stuff. Welcome to Breaking the News. I'm Janice Shortle. That situation is the annoyance that led to the installation of free water stations at Taste of Minnesota a couple of years ago and some other places. And now there's lawmakers at our Capitol looking to make it law for organizers to provide free water at these big events. So how exactly would that work? Well, those are some of the questions that are up for debate. Here's Morgan Wolf.
Once the snow melts, Minnesotans know how to take advantage of our summers.
We're an outdoor ballpark. May not believe it right now in the middle of April, but it gets pretty hot here in the summer months.
This bill just kind of came to me last summer while I was having conversations with people about the heat.
Representative Lee Finke is stepping up to the plate with a bill that requires entertainment events to provide free water.
There are numerous ways for this to be successful and really low stakes. High reward.
The bill says ticketed events of more than 100 people have 3 options: provide free bottled water, allow people to bring in factory sealed bottled water, or allow them to bring in empty water bottles and give them access to fill them up inside the venue. This applies to big and small entertainment areas.
I got to tell you, the #1 seller at our concession stand last year was water.
One of the bill's co-authors, Representative John Hewitt, runs concessions at Rosemount High School. As a former EMT, he thinks that the bill could prevent emergencies on hot days, even though high school stadiums will have to drop their no bottle bans.
Unfortunately, what the kids were doing is bringing in stuff that they shouldn't be bringing in, such as alcohol, and that's throughout the state. Nobody can figure out how it got in, but they get it in.
He thinks allowing empty water bottles is a good compromise. But Joel Carlson testified for Minnesota United with worries about size and type of water bottles.
Our concern is that we're going to have a fan conflict. I can bring a big Yeti to this venue, but I can't to this one.
The bill authors then made a revision to allow stadiums and venues to choose what types of bottles they let in. The Vikings and Twins already allow sealed water bottles under 32 ounces and empty clear plastic bottles that you can fill up inside.
We are in touch with all of our professional sports counterparts across Major League Baseball and here in the Twin Cities, and it kind of varies team to team, stadium to stadium.
I love coming to sporting events, and I hate to admit this, but I did not know you had that rule. I just thought that you couldn't bring any water in or any drink.
And responsible events are already doing this. They just want to have water.
Finke hopes creating this universal rule will bring awareness about the options that people have.
This is easily the most popular bill that I have ever introduced. Every single person that I have told this idea to has been enthusiastically supportive. Everybody recognizes that this is a problem.
There is bipartisan support for the bill. It still needs to pass the House and the Senate.
That's my bipartisan dance. I haven't done it in a decade. Anyway, are there any exemptions to this?
Museums and art galleries.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Anywhere that water isn't allowed, they do have that exemption. Or any spaces like that, or presentation spaces that have water accessible maybe outside, nearby,
right,
then that counts too.
Right, because if my kid has water at a museum, there goes the Van Gogh.
Yes.
It's just a fact, Morgan. Thank you so much.